Wetzel Davis, and this is my informative speech for Communications 103. To demonstrate my three audience members, Blake and Tommy, my boys, my wife Kim. So there's my three audience members, so we can get started. Today I thought we'd take a few minutes and discuss what I do for a living. Anytime you turn on the news and you're listening to anything about energy, there's always this debate, but a lot of people are always talking about natural gas wells and fracking and water tables and that sort of thing. Surprisingly, a lot of people don't know there's another side to the business called the midstream side, which is pipeline compression, which is how we get the gas from the wells to market. So that's what we're going to discuss a little bit about today. So what happens to the gas when it leaves the well? What we have is an infrastructure of pipelines that run from the wells out through our production fields. We call these well lines. They can range anywhere from 2 inches and above, operate at high or low pressure. The majority of wells in the U.S. are low pressure, but the ones that you hear on those are high. These lines run out and attach to what we call trunk lines or production gathering lines. These lines run through our production fields and pick up all the little lines from the wells. Kind of like a spider where the body is the gathering line or the trunk line and your well lines running attached like the legs. Trunk lines typically range anywhere from 4 to 6 inches and up all the way up to 48 inches. They pick up all the gas from the well lines and they bring it to a compressor station. Now, the lines themselves are maintained through drips and pigging and inspections and things like that. And pigging is just you put a block inside of the line. We have smart pits too, which has some electronics on them, but you just kind of push that through the line to keep them cleaned out and inspect your pipelines. But those lines are also have different classifications. There are production lines, DOT gathering lines, jurisdictional lines, and FERC regulate lines. And depending on the classification, there's different things that have to be done for regulatory purposes, different inspections, different operating parameters. So there's a lot involved on just the well side, or just the pipeline side of the business. Anyway, but the trunk lines take all that gas and bring it to what we call a compressor station. Now, a compressor station is where we take that low pressure gas, or lower pressure gas, we compress it up to a higher pressure so we can either sell it to market, sell it into another company or transmission line, or put it into a storage field for use at a later time. Compressor stations can have one or more compressor units. There is a plethora of various styles of compressor units, screws, integrals, recips. Typically, though, in today's society, we use a lot of what we call reciprocating compressor units with a driver. So the driver is a motor or engine, an electric motor, a natural gas fired engine. Typically, what we use a lot of are natural gas fired Caterpillar engines, and these can range in a variety of sizes. In the Marcellus, what you get to is bigger engines, like a 3600 series engine, and just for comparison, that is a locomotive engine. So that locomotive that you see on the tracks is basically all engine, and that's what we use to drive our compressors. The most common type of compressor is an aerial compressor. So it looks like a body with all these cylinders on it, anywhere from 2 to 6 cylinders, and what happens is the gas comes in. It comes in the top of these cylinders. You have a piston in there working like this. The gas comes in at the top as it pulls back at a low pressure. It starts to compress. The suction valve shut. It compresses. As it compresses, the pressure gets high enough to force it out the bottom. And it does this on both the front stroke and the back stroke. It runs through various stages. At each stage ups the pressure of the gas, and then it moves out of the compressor unit into typically one of two things. If you're getting liquids out of it, it moves over to a liquefaction process area, like a JT skid or something, where the liquids are separated. We pull those off. The problem we have is now the gas is wet. It's wet for a couple of reasons. We compressed it and heated it all at the same time, so it almost condensates. So we run it through a dehydration unit, which has triethylene glycol in it. It mixes with the gas and pulls the moisture out of it. Once that gas is getting dry, it moves on to market, transmission, or a storage field, and ultimately it moves on to for sale. So the gas you have at your house, the gas you use in your vehicles, for power generation or things of that nature, that's what happens. It leaves the wells, comes through our pipelines, through our compressor systems, gets dry in our dehyds, and onto your home. So that's how the midstream side of natural gas works. Thank you.